Dear students, in the Constitution chapter, we already discussed about the preamble of Indian Constitution, fundamental rights of Indian Constitution, and the fundamental duties of the citizens. And now we are moving to the last part of the chapter that is called Directive Principles of State Policy. Then just we have a look about what is the Directive Principles of State Policy. The Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. Right? Yes. It came into existence when, do you know, when the Indian Constitution came to existence? Yes, on 26th January 1950. And also, it is the longest written constitution of any sovereign country in the world. India is the longest written constitution. It contains 444 articles, 12 schedules, 22 parts, and 94 amendments. We are going to discuss about the part 4 of the Indian Constitution, that is Article 36 to 51 says deals with various directive principles of state policy. Then we can have a look about what is the definition of directive principles. Directive principles of state policy are the guidelines to the central and the state government of India to be kept in mind while framing laws and policies. So this is the law for the central government and the state government. Whenever they are making the laws, whenever they are making the policies, they have to keep in mind these directive principles. These provisions contains in part 4 of the Constitution of India and are not enforceable by any court. Not enforceable by any court, but the principles laid down therein considered as a fundamental in the governance of the country. So whenever a country is going to be governed in a systematic way, the government, either the central government or the state government, they must follow the directive principles of state policy. This is the duty of the central government and the state government. And what are the directives? We are starting from the 36, Article 36, definition of the state. Article 36 states about the definition of the state. What it says, the state includes the government of the Parliament of India, we already discussed, and the government and the legislature of each states. We have in every state, we have state legislature. And also all local and other authorities within the territory of India or under the control of government of India. So that is the state. So what is the definition of the state? The Parliament of the India and also the every government and the legislative assemblies of every states and other local bodies such as panchayat, municipality, corporation. These all areas is contains as state. So do you understand 36? Okay. Then we can move to the 37, application of the principles. There are we are going to say some principles of the state. So the application of these principles is says about the Article 37. Then what it says about Article 38? State to secure a social order for the promotion of welfare of the people. Whenever the state is ruling by any party or any government, they must follow or they must have to be secure the social order. In every state there will be a social order. So the state must keep this order for the welfare of the people, for the betterment of the people. Then Article 39 says certain principles of policy to be followed by the state. I already said about the Article 37, the application of the principles. So what are the principles to be applicable by the state to the people that we are going to say in the Article 39? What are the principles must follow by the state? First one, equal rights to men and women. That is very important. Equal rights to men and women. Second one, ownership of resources. So those who have the resources, those who are using the resources, they must get the ownership of that resources. And the next one, equal for pay for equal work. Whenever the men or women are working, they must have to get the equal salary. There should not be any discrimination. And the last one is protection of children. That was also very important. So what are the four principles? First one, equal rights to men and women, ownership of resources, equal pay for equal work, and the protection of the children. And next we are going to say about the Article 39A. What it says, Article 39A, equal justice and free legal aid. What it says, free legal aid. That means to the citizen having economic or other disabilities. For example, if you have a case in the court and you're going to the court but you have no money to hire an advocate for you, at that time the government or the court will allow us a separate advocate on behalf of the government, because that is the duty of the government or the court to allow us in the case of economic disability to allow a advocate for us for our case. So that it says about the Article 39A. Then we are going to Article 40, organization of village panchayats. We know that we all are living in villages or in the panchayats, either in the district panchayat or the block panchayat or the village panchayats. And also we may have staying in the corporation or municipality area. Whatever it is, Article 40 says about the organization of the village panchayats. And Article 41, right to work. So we have got the panchayat. So next one is right to work and to education and to public assistance in certain cases. So that is Article 41, right to work, right to education, right to be public assistance in certain cases. And Article 42, provisions for just and humane condition for work and maternity relief. Whenever we know that in our locality, in our area or in our country, the mothers, those who are carrying pregnancy, they are getting a better treatment on behalf of the government. They are getting better food from the Anganwadis and these like centers. Is it right? Yes. That is says about the Article 42. And the Article 43 says that living wage and good working condition etc. for workers. That means they have to get the wage for their work. And also good working condition also should be there. If there is a hazardous place in the working area, they can complain to the government, because the duty of those who are making work there, that the duty of them to make a good working condition for the workers. And Article 43A, there is a subclause. A says that participation of workers in management of industries. In the previous time, or in the medieval or in the Britishers time, there was no any chance for the workers to participate in the management functioning. But Article 43A says that there should be considered the participation of the workers in the functioning of the management. And Article 44, Uniform Civil Code for the citizens. Uniform Civil Code. It means there is no any discrimination on the basis of religion, caste, creed, color, caste, everything. Everyone is same. That is Universal Civil Code. There is a case is going on at present in the Supreme Court related to Uniform Civil Code. Is it want to allow or not? And Article 45, provision for free and compulsory education for children. That means children, those who are from 6 to 14 years age, they must have to get the free and compulsory education. The education should be free and also compulsory. Article 46 says promotion of educational and economic interest of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe and other weaker sections. The government has to care about the scheduled tribe people, scheduled caste people and other backward communities. They must have to make an economic interest on them. If they have to invest the money for them, the government want to have to invest the money for the educational development of these sections. And Article 47, duty of the state to raise the level of nutrition and the standard of living and to improve public health. Okay, the duty of the state to raise the level of nutrition of the children or nutrition of the society, and to the standard of living, also improve the public health. That's why we are getting so many things from our local area. This means in our Anganwadi, like that centers, health centers, we are getting so many immunizations, and at the early childhood we are getting that polio vaccines, and also we are getting some nutritious foods from the Anganwadis. So these all are under the Article 47. And next, Article 48, organization of agriculture and animal husbandry. And also it's for the promotion of agriculture and animal husbandry, Article 48. And Article 48A says that protection and improvement of the environment, safeguarding of forest and wildlife. On behalf of controlling the animal husbandry, we must have to protect our forest and the wildlife. We don't hurt them. Article 49 says protect the monuments and places and subjects of national importance. We must protect our monuments. Like we have so many monuments in the central India, in the northern India, and the southern India also. We can see that the gateway of India, India Gate, Taj Mahal, Humayun Tomb, Qutub Minar, Char Minar. So many monuments are there in India. So the protection of these monuments also is the duty of the state. And also Article 50 says that separation of judiciary from the executive. There is no any relation, that means the executive, legislature, judiciary are the three organs of the government. But the judiciary is separate from the executive. That means executive cannot interfere in the matters of judiciary. But at the same time, the judiciary can interfere in the matters of executive. That is says about the Article 50. And last one, Article 51. What it says? Promotion of international peace and security. So how we can promote the international peace and security? By two options, just and honorable relation. We must keep the honorable relations to our neighboring countries and the international relations. Encourage the settlements of the international disputes by arbitration. If there is any disputes in between two countries, we can have a solution there by the arbitration. So then there are some other things that Panchayati Raj system, Equal Remuneration Act of 1976 regarding this, and the Consumer Protection Act of 1986, and the 86th Constitutional Amendments of 2002 inserted a new article, Article 21A also in this. So this is a conclusion about all. DPSP is a non-justiciable rights of the people. They cannot be justified by the government. They must have to give to the people, not justifiable. And guidelines to the central and the state government of India. This is the guideline to the central and the state government of India. Not enforceable by any court. It cannot be enforceable by any court. Considered the fundamental in the governance of the country. That means it is must for the governance of the country. It is the duty of the state to apply these principles in making laws to establish a just society in the country. So, for the good society, to make a good society, the responsibility of the state to implement or to follow these principles. And in fact, it is the duty of the state to be kept in mind of DPSPs while framing the laws and policies to establish a just society in the country. It is a duty of the government to establish or to follow, whenever they are making the laws and policies, the directive principles of state policy. I hope that you all understand the chapter. Thank you.